Chris, very, very cruel timings for the goals in at the start and the end of the first half.
Whether it's cruel, as you put it, Kev, or myself, naive, in the position that we're in, we have to get off to a solid start, especially away from home, and especially against experienced campaigners, and especially with the players that they've got at the top of the pitch. So to concede after 2 or 3 minutes really put us on the back foot. I thought we were well in the game for the majority of the first half, and naivety to play quick with 30 seconds to go, and naivety not to bring somebody down or deal with a situation. I think we come in half time. I think we can say, well, we're well in the game, and obviously it's a major blow. The major blow, the start, and the major blow just before half time.
A lot of possession. I know you're going to say that it matters what happens in both boxes. A lot of possession, like the other day against Burnley.
The game was exactly as I thought it would pan out. That we would have to wrap up their front four. They've got some incredible players at the top of the pitch. And obviously strength in depth off the bench, which is, looking at our bench, impacted on us. 9 players not being available. But the game wasn't decided on that. It was decided on big moments that what we've not taken again. Plenty of possession, plenty of honesty in our performance, plenty of character and enthusiasm and commitment. But yet again, I keep saying the same things. We still get into some really good positions, and the game, I always think the bit in between allows you to get a foothold in the game, to dictate a game, and I think we've done that for a long time in my period here. We've dictated games, but we've dictated games and been good in both boxes, and yet again it's another game where the game has been decided in both boxes, which obviously it does.
You talk about established Premier League teams like those, the front four that you mentioned. We had to finish today with 2 strikers on who's probably got 10 Premier League appearances between them. Is that the difference?
Yeah. You lose 9 players at any level. If I'd lost 9 players we were playing in League One, that would have impacted or wouldn't have given us the strength that we need to lose 9 players at any level. To lose 9 players in the Premier League, and to lose 9 players when you're bottom of the division and you're struggling for a lot of form and you're struggling for points is a difficult one to take. But the game for me, that was sorted yesterday. So the 9 players didn't travel with us. So the 11, 6, and 17 players, I believe, were good enough to get a result. But I keep going back to it. The both boxes is an incredibly important part of the game, and of course, as I said, if you lose that amount of players, it's you come in here, and these are an established Premier League club that do a lot of things right and have done a lot of things right on and off the pitch for a number of years, and you can see how what strength that they have in their group. And they've got a couple of injuries as well, so it's where we are at the moment, and that is you just got to get on with it and try and battle through it.
People outside the camp will talk about records and points totals and chances and creativity, but one thing that isn't in doubt, that them lads out there are still giving you everything they've got. Yeah,
I can't fault them on that. I can fault them on quite a number of things, and people can possibly fault me on quite a number of things, but one thing that I and the staff and all the players do is be honest with our performances, and try and give everything that we've got, every breath to get a result for this football club. And yet again we've done it this week, and we've been punished for lapses, and not punished when other teams have, and they have give everything, but it ain't always enough, and it might not always be enough for me as well, but it certainly is a real tough division. this is a real tough division, and I think I've always said, you know, we had a taste of it and we had some great times last year, but we were at our absolute maximum on every aspect of the game, whether it's selection, whether it's players' form, whether it's everything else that I've talked about for a long time. We were at absolute max, and at the moment we're just not at that point that allows us to get points in this division.
Finally, a word for a lad from a region of Sheffield that you know pretty well, Antoine.
Yeah, delighted for him, delighted for his family as well. And the upside is that he got himself onto the pitch and made his debut, and
A chance as well.
he had a chance. So yeah, there's a lot more to come from him, but that's where we are at the moment. And he'll remember it. His debut, as everybody does that makes their debut, especially in the Premier League and especially at the age that he is. But he knows he has to keep working hard and keep his head down. But he's a good kid. He's a tough boy as well, and hopefully he can make a career out of what his talents have or are, and hopefully here.